What is a tic attack?
There's tears. I hurt myself.
She has a wheelchair tic.
Haha, you can't walk.
Oh, okay.
School was good. I'm not even going to lie, school was brilliant. I loved school. I thought it was great.
Welcome back to season 3 of Not Your Typical. We are back bigger than ever. Today on the show, Mum Jodie and daughter Nicole talking all things Tourette's and tics, what daily life feels like, honest, eye-opening and real conversations. Thank you so much to Black and White Bridging for making this happen for us. Please remember to always like and subscribe. It will mean the world to us. Welcome to season 3. Okay, so today, hello girls, Jodie and Nicole with us today.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
we're so happy that you're here.
Thank you for having us. We're
Thank
excited.
you. Amazing. So I thought, Mum, Jodie, we'll start with you first.
Okay.
Tell us all about you.
I know. Do you know what? It's one of those like when you get to a room and you're like meant to do the
Freeze.
role play where you have to like speak who you are, how old are you, where do you live?
Yes,
like,
where
what's
do you
your
come
hobbies?
from?
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm on the spot. Well, I don't really have a lot to say about me. I'm 41, a mum. I've got 3 broken children. Never politically correct, so that is why I say they're broken, because they are all broken.
Fair enough.
And yeah, my life is online now, a lot of it. Sharing about the different disabilities that my kids have got. Mostly Nicole, because I think, like yourselves, there are so many people out there that share about autism and autism awareness, which is fantastic. I don't feel like I need to encroach on that. So I share a lot of awareness for Nicole and predominantly Tourette's, because that's how we ended up on social media, wasn't it? It was kind of, it just sort of happened by us sharing videos about her ticking and what was going on. And yeah, that's where we are now.
It's blown up.
Yeah.
3 million follows later, you're where
I
you
wish
are.
it was 3 million.
Oh, it's
I'm not
so
quite
close.
there.
2.9.
So
Anyone?
close. Yeah, so
Keep
close.
following, please.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Literally. Okay, so let's go on to the Tourette's, because I feel like that's our main subject. And as people know now, especially with being in season 3, we are really opening up our disabilities. So invisible, physical. We would call Tourette's a invisible disability. Is that fair to say?
I would completely agree with you.
I agree.
Yeah. So when did the tics or the Tourette's start happening? When did you start noticing them?
Do you want to go?
Go on, Nicole.
Okay. It was just soon after my 13th birthday. I think it was more, what was it, shoulder? And I kept,
your shoulder and your neck.
I kept saying ha as well.
Yeah.
That was a lot. And then I wasn't the one to notice it. I honestly was completely oblivious, which is quite funny because obviously I was saying ha and all that. But yeah, no, I was completely oblivious. You actually realised it first before me.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that conversation was.
Yeah, my mum was visiting at the time, and this was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So she was like doing lots of head tilts and like jerks and stuff, and she kept complaining her neck hurt. And I was like, well, yeah, because you're doing this weird like.
And you didn't know
what
you
are
were doing them?
No.
And then because my mum had travelled over to see us, she had like a neck pillow. So she was like, I'll give her this to put on. And then she came into the kitchen and she was like, Nicole's got tics. And I was like, what?
What's that?
What? Sorry? Yeah, but I know she's doing this weird thing. What is it? And she was like, yeah, she's got tics. My mum's got a massive background in like care and young people with learning disabilities and like disabled kids and stuff. And she worked with all sorts of people through her life. So for her to come in, she was like, this is what it is. And I was like, yeah, so now what? Like, how do we fix this? Like,
what do we do?
what do we do?
Did you believe her straight away?
Well, yeah, because I was watching her do it and thinking, well, what? Like, that's not normal.
One day you just woke up and started doing it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
At 13 years old.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
fucking
happy
crazy.
birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
It's the gift that keeps giving.
I wish it would not keep giving. It can stop now.
Do you, how do I explain? Obviously, you don't love it,
No.
but it's a part of you.
Yeah.
Did you embrace it?
It took me a really long time to embrace it. I think I went through a lot. Obviously, being 13, started ticking. I lost loads of friends. So friends I'd grown up with, I was in, I would have been in year 8 at the time. So in year 8, obviously, I started year 7, year 8 and primary school with loads of people that I considered really great friends.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we don't want to talk to you because you're weird, because you're faking it. And I was like, okay, great.
So that was their initial thought, was you're faking it.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Looking back now, at the time I didn't see that, but looking back now, I can actually understand someone being a bit black and white with like well, you can't suddenly wake up with a disability.
fair.
Like, you know how there's those people that wake up and they have that accent syndrome thing or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. Again, not politically correct. If you have that, please don't come for me. But you know, like people wake up and they've got a brand new accent.
Yeah.
Like, and you're a bit like, really?
Yeah.
Which is
Obvious-
understandable.
Yeah, which obviously happens. So I kind of feel like looking back now, yeah, it probably is quite hard to believe that someone woke up and they've got this brand new disability.
And especially at that age as well, because people don't hold back. Kids don't hold back with their
No.
feelings and what they want to say, and they're very much saying it to you.
100%. Yeah, it was bad. And most people, because then lockdown had then kicked in, and everything was online and everything was TikTok and all that sort of stuff, then people were just calling you a faker, weren't they?
I was getting loads of things. Like, bear this in mind, I'm 13.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I then turned to social media because I wanted to find people that were like me.
Yeah.
Because I had no friends that had, like, tics. Because at the time, I was diagnosed with a complex tic disorder first. So I was trying to find people that also had tics. But then I started getting loads of comments that were like, go and get hit by a car.
Oh,
Go and get an
Proper hate
exorcism.
mail.
She's had
Yeah.
death threats.
wow.
Yeah.
At
So you are
13.
13
Oh
years
my
old.
God.
You've now got a condition that
That you're
has
trying
just
to
appeared,
deal with.
as well as falling out with all your friends and then getting a hell of a lot of hate on social media.
And it just kept
That is
coming.
Yeah.
that is so huge for someone at that age, for any age, but for you being so young.
And trying to deal with that on its own, let
Yeah.
alone with everything else going on.
I think that deserves a clap, because honestly, everybody clap.
Yeah.
Because that is a big deal, and you could not be who you are today. You're sitting in a studio sharing who you are, and you've gone through a lot. So well done to you.
I think the reason that you got to this point though was because at that point, please don't think of me as like this bad parent that like I allowed her to be online and get loads of hate and loads of horrible comments and not protect her. I did. We sat and had a very deep conversation. We're really close. We always have been. So that made everything a lot easier in terms of communication with her tics and how she wanted me to deal with them and all that sort of stuff. So at that point, we sat, didn't we? And we had a very like big conversation.
It was like an hour-long conversation.
Of discussing pros and cons to being online,
Yeah.
what it meant, what this meant, how did you feel? Like, and I think because I've very much been brought up not to be a victim to things. I've had lots of trauma and stuff myself. And so my mum very much raised me in a way of like, there's always someone worse off than you. Not that invalidates, because
No,
I've
no,
said
no.
it online
It
before,
helps
and
you.
people are like, you're invalidating my feelings. No, it's not, but it makes you feel like, it made me feel better that, okay, there is actually more people that are worse off than us. And I've kind of raised you the same way, haven't I? That this is what it is now. These are the cards you've been dealt. Now, we have struggled to find support. We have struggled to find people like you. There are other people like you out there in exactly the same boat. So if we've now got this platform and we're building and we've actually got people's attention, we can change the narrative. We can, and that was kind of where we went with it, wasn't it?
Agreed.
And actually, to be fair, for her, she's actually very level-headed and she's actually a really mature
I can see that.
kid. So having that conversation with a 13-year-old might sound a bit bizarre, but actually she probably wasn't a 13-year-old.
But you know, Nicole,
Yeah.
you know your child, and it worked for you.
Yeah, 100%. So I think as long as we always, and like I always would say to you, if it's too much, and that was when you probably chose to step back from posting and making sure she edited her videos, editing out the tics on her TikToks, didn't you?
Because I think also I was getting known, like if we were walking down the street, I wouldn't get known as Nicole. I was the Tourette's girl.
Yeah.
So I hated being known as that. Obviously, I understand it's my disability. I'm,
Yeah.
However, I also want to be known for my name.
Nicole comes first with the condition.
Yeah.
100%. But I think also we had this conversation about how if she goes out, she gets known as Nicole's mum. Now, when I go out, I get known as Jodie's daughter.
Yeah.
So
It's
we get
so
known
bizarre.
as each other, which I think is
It's
quite
lovely,
funny.
though. I think that's lovely. You're a pair.
Yeah, it is nice.
it
But
is
I
lovely.
think that's why it's worked, hasn't it? So then I started posting online to educate and post more of Nicole when she's ticking. And my page is more about Nicole with her Tourette's and actually physical tics and showing the tics, whereas yours is just normal type stuff. And you do post stuff when
I do
you're ticking.
interpret it into it. However, I do more things about me.
Yeah. Which is amazing because people are following you for you.
Yeah.
People are also following you, Jodie, for yourself, but as well as being so educated and learning. I mean, we have so many people that have children without any disabilities who will say thank you so much, that we love listening to your podcast every week because we're being educated. And it's the
100%.
same. There's no way that nearly 3 million people have all got children or Tourette's themselves. It's because they're learning.
Yeah. That and my dark humour. I mean,
Yeah, we love that.
your
shit.
humour. So in regards to, this might sound really uneducated, but obviously there's tics and then there's Tourette's.
Yep.
So the tics came first at 13.
Yeah.
When did the Tourette's come?
So you can't be diagnosed with Tourette's unless you have a combination of both motor tics and vocal tics. And you have to have had those combination tics for at least 12 months.
Okay.
Lots of people can get, I think it's 10, it's like 10 in 100 can get childhood tics. So you can get tics, and then when you hit puberty, you can kind of almost grow out of them.
Fine.
And they are just childhood tics, and you're very fucking lucky if that happens. Yeah. But Nicole obviously was at puberty time, started ticking. It's not going anywhere. That is it.
So it's something that will stay with you forever.
Yeah, she's got this forever. The doctor explained it to us that it will wax and wane in severity. There'll be times in her life where it will be a lot worse and a lot better. But to be honest, we've just had a level pegging.
I was going to say, where are you at the moment? There's not been any.
It's not changed
It's
at
never
all,
really
really.
been different. But yeah, so you can have tics without having Tourette's.
You can't have Tourette's without having the tics.
No, correct.
And again, if this sounds, the way I've ever known about Tourette's is verbally swearing.
Yeah,
The shit, bollocks, whatever.
yeah.
Is that how it comes out? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to put you on
I
the
think
spot.
what you're trying to say is,
But I think a lot of people will want to know this and
100%.
probably
Yeah, like-
feel the same as I do. Like,
I think
how's it coming out?
I think because before social media was a thing, when we had just normal TV and go back to no TikTok, no Instagram, no Facebook, anything you saw to do with a disability like Tourette's, you would see like the Pete Dohertys of the world that have got the coprolalia, because that's what it's called. So it's
Okay.
coprolalia, and only 10% of people with Tourette's have got that.
Okay.
So it's not everybody, but they're obviously going to show you the worse one for the entertainment side of things.
Yeah.
Nicole didn't have coprolalia until about,
It was my first tic attack.
no, it was your second tic attack.
Second?
Yeah, it was your second tic
I've had
attack.
too many. I've lost count.
Yeah, I think it was your second tic attack, and she started swearing. And I was like,
oi, oi, oi. Here it comes.
no.
Do you, I know this sounds really uneducated, but obviously we're learning as well. Do you know what's coming out your mouth?
Obviously, I know once I've said it, but I'm not thinking it. Is that what you do? You
So
mean
like,
if I was
'cause when I
thinking it?
watch your TikToks, especially on your mum's, because obviously she shows more, you will have a Tourette's attack. Would you call it an attack? What do you call it? A Tourette's
Is this
moment?
day to day, or are you talking a tic attack?
What is a tic attack?
So tic attack. I don't know how to explain it. It's just very. There's tears. I
Okay.
hurt myself. I don't even know how.
It's
to
not just
explain it.
ticking?
Oh,
No.
do you know what
So
I mean?
one person's tic attack might look like Nicole's everyday tics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's very, so the only way you can describe it is like a fingerprint. Tourette's is
I
like
was
a
literally
fingerprint.
about to say
Every
that.
single person is different. It's a little bit like autism.
Like, I was gonna say, like a
Every
spectrum.
single person is different
Yeah.
who's got it. And no person has the same
Yeah.
tics. So Nicole's tic attacks usually end up with us calling an ambulance.
Okay.
Like 9 times out of 10. She has those roughly monthly to 6 weekly, would you say, maybe, when you have your tic attacks? And basically, it's like a really intense motor, vocal, punching herself in the face, pulling her hair out, smashing her head on the floor. Like, it's a proper, like... It
Full
looks a
on.
bit like a toddler having a tantrum.
I was
if
gonna say,
I'm,
almost like a meltdown
do you know-
sort of
yeah,
thing.
massively, but it's completely involuntary. And she's crying because obviously it's hurting her and she can't stop herself. So 9 times out of 10, we have to restrain you, which is where we end up having to call an ambulance because I can't physically keep her safe at that point.
Yeah.
But those, thankfully, like I say, only happen like once a month-ish.
But you have no idea when they're coming.
No.
You
be
can
out the
wake up
house.
having a great day and then it can come on suddenly. Is
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had it out of the house before?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had it on a
We were
plane
in,
once.
yeah, you had it on a plane once.
my
that was
goodness.
bad.
That would have been a tough one
Yeah.
on the plane.
That was bad.
there's not much leg room.
No, yeah. And
you
there's
must
no
have been
ambulance
kicking.
either to call.
No.
Are you kicking a lot of seats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was bad.
So
wasn't
do
it?
you, like, for example, again, like with autism, you've got like the sunflower lanyard to kind of like present that there's a disability or an invisible disability. Do you, if you were going on a plane or going on a train or going out in public, do you usually say to the people around you, just to let you know, I've got Tourette syndrome, so something might happen, or do you not?
I am very... Now, the thing is...
Here we go.
She doesn't like being the
I-
centre of
I
attention,
don't
believe
like,
it or not.
I
Yeah.
don't like telling people. I keep it very stum. I remember we did tell the plane once.
Yeah, because you were ticking when we got on.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, Nicole's like, if I'm sound, we don't need to mention it.
Yeah.
So we'll get on a plane. If she's fine, I won't bother to say anything. But I think one of the times we got on, you were ticking, weren't you? And I was like, oh, this is going to... So I said to the cabin crew, like, listen, she's got Tourette's. Please, can you just tell people if they hear her saying things, swearing, we can't help it. It's not on purpose. There's little kids on a plane. Do you know what I mean? It can be quite difficult at times. And they did an announcement, didn't they, for us? And everybody was fine.
What did they say? There is someone on the plane
Yeah.
that has Tourette's.
Yeah. It was a really nice, like...
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I just don't... I have a lanyard and it says Tourette's on it from Tourette's Action.
Which, for anybody listening, if you do have tics, Tourette's, you can go to Tourette's Action charity. You have to send proof of your like medical
Diagnosis.
Like, yeah, 100% your diagnosis, and they will. You pay for it. I think it was like, I don't think it's very much money.
No.
And they will send you a card. So it's a medical ID card. We
Yeah.
always. She's a nightmare for
I
like.
always forget.
She's a nightmare for taking it. But
Really bad.
Yeah, but we're bad at taking it for our kids.
yeah, so we take it everywhere we go in order to like prove a point.
But how would we, because if I'm being totally honest with you, before Callie got diagnosed with autism, I didn't even know what a sunflower lanyard was.
Yeah.
Like I put one on the plane because someone gave it to me at assistance. And then I had people message me being like, why is Callie wearing a sunflower lanyard? I was thinking, well, how do you know what that is?
Yeah.
How would I know if you were on a plane or on the street and you were wearing your lanyard that I would know that you have Tourette syndrome? Genuinely.
It
You
says
wouldn't.
Tourette's on it.
Yeah, well,
Lit-
yours does.
What,
but
on
it's
the
like
actual lanyard
no,
there?
on
So
the
there's
card.
there's
It
no
says-
basically logo for your disability.
Well, there is.
There's-
It's like a ribbon. It's a blue
yeah, it's
one. It's blue and green, isn't it?
Like teal almost.
yeah, yeah.
See,
like
this
that
is where we
colour.
need to get
I
like that
educated more
colour.
because
But
I
even
wouldn't
I'm
know
not
that.
very. But even I'm not very up on that because we just deal with it.
just
Do you
deal
get
with
what I
it,
mean?
yeah.
But and I don't think. I think a sunflower lanyard to me now. Again, please don't take offence.
Not at all.
I think so many people
Yeah.
wear them for so many things. It doesn't always just mean
Agreed.
they used to. I feel like they used to just be autistic. Like my son is autistic, so I never actually gave him one, but I would just assume somebody wearing one back in the day would have just been autistic. But now I feel like
It was since COVID,
lots
wasn't
of
it?
yeah, it's kind of. I feel like COVID has kind of dampened the.
Yeah.
I mean,
The,
you can
like-
buy them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Anyone can wear one. Go into an
Yeah.
airport and say I'm autistic.
Yeah. Yeah, but the same with the Tourette's one. We did. Your initial one had Tourette's written on the actual
but
thing, but the one now you just have as a
But
black.
I think also
Do you want to wear it though?
I don't think it really makes a difference.
Mm.
To be honest, I used to wear jumpers.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I used to wear jumpers and it says I have Tourette syndrome on the front and on the back.
Yeah, you've made it clear.
couldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd assume that you would read it and go, oh, yeah, cool.
Everyone thought you were taking the piss, yeah?
Well,
Like a slogan, like
No, I had a massive row with a woman in Sainsbury's.
and it didn't help that I was ticking and it was an elderly lady. And
that doesn't help either.
No. So my mum's obviously, the woman was basically tutting at me because I was swearing. And obviously you see a young child swearing and it's, you know, and
Bad
it's the older
parenting.
do-
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So she's tutting at me and my mum was like, excuse me, like, I don't really understand why you're doing that. So then it's getting quite aggressive. She's, you know, getting a bit much. And my mum's like, right, okay, like, let's calm down. So I'm just going, you need to be put 2 foot under, you.
Her
It's
tics
just
ramped
not-
up. Any
yeah.
emotion. So
Magnifies
any
it.
emotion, her tics are magnified.
Yeah.
Fair
And
enough.
that's
I
what
mean, we all
happens.
are magnified when we're, you know, hormonal or due
Yeah.
on things. So I can only imagine.
Yeah. So because I was getting like irate with this woman.
Yeah.
And like the mama bear was coming out
Yeah.
like, you know,
As it
what is
should.
what is your problem?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
literally says she has Tourette's on
Yeah.
her f***ing jumper and you're like, oh, it's disgusting, disgrace, what behaviour. So yeah, I lost my head and then her tics just went and I
Just a
was
different
like,
generation, isn't it?
Yeah, because my granddad,
My grandma still thinks, sorry to interrupt, my grandma still thinks that my daughter might grow out of autism. Oh, it's just, it's such a different generation.
Massively. My granddad, when I was explaining what Tourette's was, he was like, so she's got dementia.
He doesn't understand, bless
And
him.
I was like,
No.
yeah, no.
But they're never gonna, even if you break it down and teach them and educate them, they're never gonna change.
No.
So
But
you have to
even-
humour it sometimes.
Even my dad,
He doesn't really
he's so good with you. Like, my
Oh,
parents are
100%.
amazing.
No, I'm not taking that away from him.
But I don't think he fully gets it. Like, she was ticking on the way to the airport, weren't you, when I dropped, and my dad had come over to pick her up. So they were on the way to the airport, and she was ticking. And she was ticking stuff like, you've got cocaine in your bag, and like all the things that you know.
Not
like,
to the airport.
Yeah. We've had that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Loads of times. I can never film that because it's through the security bit as
Yeah.
well. So
Oh,
you can never like
shame.
show because you
Yeah.
can't. And she's like, my mum's got cocaine, and I'm like, I don't. And then there's that split second. You're like,
Have I?
Have I got here? Like,
Did I leave something
like what? Anyways, we're in the car, and my dad like had answered her back normally, and I was like, Dad, she's ticking, and he was like, oh yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm being uneducated as well.
Denial.
I'm being your
No,
dad.
fair. No,
so
fair.
if you're in a tick attack or you're ticking,
They're two different things.
yes, well done.
thank you. If you are ticking as you were on the way to the airport, you can't be approached. Is that right to say?
No,
You
can
can
still
be
talk to
approached.
me.
But are you hearing? Are you
Yeah.
taking it in?
Oh, don't go deaf.
Not deaf, but I'm saying like,
I think in a tick attack, you can't.
Yeah, in a tic tac,
okay,
it's a
you
completely
know, like for
different
a
thing.
meltdown, like there's no way my kids are hearing me if they're
Yeah,
in a meltdown.
100%.
Day to day, yeah, you can still have a conversation with me. But I think also over the years I have realised as well, and you realise it, that there's a slight change in my voice when I'm ticking. And the thing is, I've noticed that only people that have actually had conversations with me or know me can actually hear the slight change.
Yeah.
Because I go slightly higher, don't I, when
Yeah.
I'm ticking? And obviously I'm quite, this is my voice.
I
Yeah.
think that is the way. So for anybody who does, it's very difficult. If I saw somebody ticking, I think I only see it now. The same as you probably see someone who's having a meltdown, and you know
It's not a tantrum, it's a meltdown.
you can see
Yeah.
a difference when you're that parent, and you can like empathize. You get it. You
Yeah.
can see it. So I feel like now. What was really funny, we went to see Lewis Capaldi
I was going to bring him up.
a week before
It
he came
happened.
out with Tourette's.
Wow.
And he was ticking at that show. And I went, he's got tics. And she went, you think you see it everywhere now?
what we do.
This is ridiculous, right? I'm not joking, I was at his show
Yeah.
Googling, does he have Tourette's, right? Because David Beckham has got tics.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
I didn't
So
know
I'm
that.
like Googling, right? And I'm like, he fucking has. I know he
Yeah.
has. And she was like, you just see it everywhere. You're ridiculous. He has not. He's
got the
not.
tick
It's
doll.
fine. Yeah, right. Anyway, a week later, he comes out and I was like, I knew it. Like
When he was on the stage,
because I could see it. He was ticking.
he having a tick attack when he
No.
was on the stage?
just ticks,
ticking.
Just ticking. So
This is when he went completely like silent. He couldn't carry on singing.
no, he was just ticking. Like he had facial tics. I
Got
could see
you.
his eyes ticking. Like you can just see it.
Yeah.
I think with Nicole, for me, people often say, how do you know the difference of when she's ticking and when she's not ticking? And I'm like, because I just know my kid. Like I just know my child. The same as the boys know their sister when she's ticking or not ticking, don't
Yeah.
they?
But can't you see that?
Sometimes you can, I suppose. But if she's just got vocal tics,
And the
she's-
vocal tics is when your voice changes.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
slightly.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's not like a massive
Yeah.
change. It's just slightly. And I think people think that I say what I'm thinking. I'm not. I don't think what I'm saying. That's like a massive.
Yeah, but
thing,
like the
isn't it?
cocaine in the airport is like a great idea. Like it's what you
It's
don't.
almost
It's not that
100%.
right. You're not allowed to say it,
Yeah.
but you're saying it.
Yeah.
But it's still not in context.
No.
You still haven't got that thought to be like, well, I'm going to say that.
It's almost like it's massively in the subconscious.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the things you know you're not allowed to say, you're not meant to say. And it's almost like, I don't want to say there's no filter because she's not thinking it to filter something.
Yeah.
It's just it all comes out. So everything you know you're not meant to say at an airport.
But you're totally coherent.
like, yeah. So we've been on on a descent, haven't we? And you're like, the plane's going to crash.
God.
My
Or, like,
husband would literally.
Don't come on my plane.
Yeah, this is
petrified.
me.
I'm
This is
trying
me.
to think, like, in a sense of, so there was a girl that I was friends with at school, and she liked this boy. Now I was friends with this boy.
Good
and
example.
I went over to him and I'm ticking. He's like, all right, mate. And I'm like, yeah, all good. And we're standing there. He does not know that she fancies him. Right. So no one is aware of this.
And
I've
she's
been the
told
only
you
person-
as a secret,
Yeah.
as a best friend.
And I told him and I like ticked it out at him and he went, what? Now, boys are thick as it is. Sorry, boys. Boys are thick as it is. They don't really understand, the whole liking thing. So it all depends on the person's reply. She was very, very good. She was like, oh, Nicole, shut up. I wouldn't say that. If you react and you go, Nicole, shut up. No, I didn't say that. My tics almost bounce off it and go, yeah, you did. Then it carries on. If you shut it down automatically, it moves on.
So you're kind of mirroring someone's response.
Yeah.
Like if they were calm, as you said, oh, shut up, it's cool. Like you can literally shut it down.
Yeah.
But if they're, no, I didn't say that, and it's all like.
And then it winds me up.
Yeah.
So then it makes me worse.
Yeah.
Because it's all emotions, isn't it? Because it's winding me up.
Yeah,
so
it's bad.
bad.
So you tick every day?
Yeah.
And you don't know that they come on. What's the most common tick you do? Is
I
that
think every day is different.
is it
I don't think I really have the same one.
You go through phases of tics.
Yeah.
Personal fave, I'm a fat cunt.
you call your
No.
mother a fat cunt?
Yeah.
Well, obviously I didn't.
I was fat at the
Obviously,
time.
it wasn't.
Do we have a name for it?
No.
No.
Okay.
We
yeah,
don't.
we had a discussion about this, didn't
Yeah, we did.
Because it's
I-
not you, right?
At the
No.
start, I wanted to. I was like, oh yeah, why not? You know what I mean? But then now, I'm not. It's not two different people. It's still me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do the whole
It is
naming
you,
thing.
yes, but I feel like it's how do you say it? It's like it's not you. I don't know.
Like it
Yeah.
can't be helped as
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
But I really like that it hasn't got a name, actually.
I don't think it needs.
No,
Yeah.
but do you know what I love about you? And it's obviously like watching you girls on social media. Like you can laugh it off. You laugh it off most of the time. Obviously, we don't see everything behind
Yeah.
closed doors, but from what we see online, you can just be like, okay, cool, and you can laugh it off, and you can shut it down, and you guys move on. Like you don't take anything to heart, obviously, because it's not
It's
on
not me.
purpose.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Like she says some brutal things.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, don't you get upset?
Like about your dead best friends.
Yeah. So she ticks about my dead best friends. Like, and like she'll wave to them ticks like that and be like, oh, I can't even think. Like you have brutal ticks all the time to me.
Haha, your best mate's dead or something like
Yeah,
that.
and then, but also she has other ticks which are then awkward when you're in public. She has a wheelchair tick.
If she sees a wheelchair,
Yeah.
okay, so
Haha,
that's
you
a trigger.
can't walk.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Which, as you can imagine, isn't really funny to them. And I'm
No.
like, oh.
And it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then bald people, bald men. Oh, that's, you normally shout like they're baldy or whatever, or shiny head or something. And I find it's almost like observational tics
Yes.
Mhm.
at
Okay,
that
yeah.
point. They're
Someone
almost
that
like
looks
say
a
what
bit
you see, a
different.
bit like catchphrase.
Yes. I love that program.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes it's a bit like that with her tics. And again, like at the airport, it's what you're not meant to say. It's almost like,
But have you had to build resilience from this?
Massively.
Yeah. Because, it's come out the blue. You say things that you can't be helped, but some things still hurt. They're still personal.
Yeah.
Like I know with even my kids, they're babies, but if they be like, I don't want you anymore as my mum, I'm like, oh, I'm shattered because I'm new to it all. When they're older, I'll be like, go find another one, hun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, good
but
luck.
right now it hurts more because it's all new and it's fresh for me to hear.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm like, you want that, mum? Have her.
Yeah.
Go pack your case.
Yeah.
And
You want to
get
go to
out.
boarding school? I'll pay right now.
yeah.
So I want to talk about the actual diagnosis process. So say, for example, I think this is to help other people. Say they start noticing, like I am actually, starting to notice particular tics and some different movements from Callie.
yeah.
Obviously, she has got a diagnosis of other things, so it may be easier to help with a paediatrician. But like with Nicole, hasn't got any other diagnosis, started out the blue at 13 years old. What'd you do, call a GP?
Yeah. So we called a GP. But unfortunately, it then went to the point where, because COVID had happened, everything was online or phone calls,
Yeah.
etc. So I had a phone call with the doctor, and he said to me, you need to discreetly record her, which is why my journey started online, because it was because of that doctor saying, don't let her know she's being filmed,
Yep.
just film her doing it. So I did. And after attempting to upload that several times to email, because I'm not very technical, finally sent it off, and he literally sent back, your daughter has tics, and a link to an NHS website
And
for
that's
tics, and that's what he sent me.
Bye.
Yeah.
Discharge. Bye.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was like,
So nothing's changed.
I was like, what? Sorry? No.
That's nuts.
No, nobody just starts ticking overnight. That's not right. There's something else. I'm a massive overthinker, potentially undiagnosed ADHD. My brain went wild, spiraling. And I was like, she's got a brain tumour, she's going to die. Like, there's something wrong.
It's
something
definitely
in her
not just
brain.
tics.
Yeah, this is not okay.
Yeah.
So I sent back email.
An email.
And it said something along the lines of, I will hold you accountable, the whole doctor's surgery accountable, if there is something really sinister going on with my daughter and you've just sent me away with a
Surely
NHS
like
link.
an MRI, like a scan.
Yeah,
like
so I was like, surely she should be having some sort of blood test, something to look at the reasons why this could be happening, because there are reasons. And now, after my research, if, again, someone is in this situation, there are certain things that can make you have tics. You can have PANS. You can have Lyme's disease. You can have all these different things, which actually a blood test can show a lot of those things if you have the right ones. Obviously, there's millions of different blood tests. So after that email, about 4 hours later, I had a phone call to say that she was booked in the following week for an MRI
mummy.
scan.
Well done,
So
mummy.
she had an MRI scan, which again, that was a nightmare because
But then you know what's really funny?
because you have to stay
Meanwhile-
still, right?
yeah, and she was ticking that day. Like
Yeah.
obviously, right now she's not ticking.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been ticking this morning, have you?
No.
So she will probably tick later on in the day. Like there's no
time.
there's no schedule. There's
yeah.
no patterns.
Can it wake
there's
you
no,
up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can fall asleep ticking sometimes, but it's kind of irritating. You know, if I want to go to sleep, you've got to close your eyes to do that. Sometimes it won't let me do that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
well, then, guess there's no nap for me today. Cool.
And then can it wake you up in the middle of the night?
no.
Or once you're asleep, you're asleep?
I don't think I tick while I'm asleep. People ask that, do I tick in my sleep?
No.
I don't think I do. You haven't seen me. Obviously, I can't look at myself,
Yeah.
so
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
But you
what
can have
yourself.
like
Yeah.
movement tics as perhaps
I
in
don't
your
think
sleep.
so.
No.
I've never been told I do.
No, I don't think you tick in your sleep.
No.
Some people do, but
I
you
don't. But then you know what's funny? While you were going through all this angry with the like, you wanted to get loads of MRIs and stuff, I was completely blissfully unaware. Just chilling. She thought I was going to die of a brain tumour. I'm just skipping around.
And did you know about this at this point where mum was like literally in
No.
a spiral?
No.
you
I
completely.
found out later. You told me when I got older.
I think you're about 16 when we discussed this.
But also, like, well done to you because Nicole is completely lives in our world. Like, she's here. Like with our kids, we could easily film them because they're in Jupiter, but you had to like discreetly film her as well, doing it all. Like that must have also felt quite horrible to do because you're also filming things that can't be helped. But I know obviously you're doing it because you need to get the evidence.
Like I never posted any of those ones online to start with. Obviously, that was where the documentation kind of started to come in because over the next few weeks, we could see the tics ramping up. There were more. There was more vocal tics. There was a lot more things happening. And so I started to build a bit of a diary, if you like, and a documentation of videos to kind of show when I got to the next appointment, well,
Evidence.
she was only like this last time. Now look, these are the things
you
now.
had to.
Because obviously not every time she goes to the doctors, like today, she's not ticking right now. So you just never know when it's going to happen. So I would have to have these videos to like almost say, well, you know, look at this.
Absolutely.
So that is why it kind of started, and then I started because people were asking why.
Look at this.
So I had to kind of show everybody in order to do that. And then when people were asking questions online, I was then like, Nicole, can I post this like to show what I'm like explaining? Because it's one thing explaining something, but actually seeing it is different.
Humans are visual learners.
Yes,
Most
this is true.
definitely.
Yeah.
So are you at the point now where you are completely accepting that you have Tourette's and tics? You can leave the house whenever you want. You can go into Watford, go on a night out, or do you always kind of feel?
Listen,
Go on.
don't be looking at me like that.
Are we completely
truthfully-
accepting?
We hit a nerve here.
No, because the thing is, online I very much showcase like, it's great. Like I'm accepting of who I am. I love who I am. But I think also there are a lot of messages that we get, me and mum, where it'll be parents or people that also have just started ticking and they need support. So I feel obligated to be like, this is fine. I've got you. We've got everyone. It's all great.
I get that.
In reality, I crumble
It fucking
more
sucks.
times than I would like to admit.
Yeah.
There are a lot of days where mum will come into my room. Again, we are very close. I'm very open about my feelings. And she'll come into my room and be like, all right, babe, like, do you want to do this today? And I'm like, nope. And she's like, okay. Like,
You're in
cool.
shutdown today.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think I have cried a lot. Like the realisation that I'll never be able to live on my own.
Yeah.
The realisation that I won't be able to do majority things alone.
Yeah.
Because I am so terrified to do anything on my own. Because what if something happens? What if, like, I don't know, what if I start ticking and I hit my head and then I'm on the floor and what, do you know what I mean? It sounds really irrational, but it's, you know.
It's not irrational.
It's a fear. So I won't do stuff like that at all. I constantly have my location on for my family. They have to know where I am. If they go out, I need to know where are you going? Without me. Like, what? Where are you going? But I crumble a lot, and I do have a lot of days where I'm just sat crying because I just don't. It's not great. It's not a nice feeling to be like, oh, I'm really different. This is great.
Yeah.
I think
It's not
she
a choice,
has.
is it?
No.
I think she has
that's
grown
really
in
mature.
confidence, though. You have grown in confidence.
100%,
You are
100%.
like when she was like year 9, year 10, and your friends would go into town. You'd
didn't
be
wanna
like,
go.
You didn't want to go, but you did start to go. And then the girls, because she had a good group of friends at that point, because we'd moved house, moved schools, all that sort of stuff. They would all have my number. They would message me. I'd have them going, she's ticking, just so you know. Like, and I'm like, okay.
You're on the edge of
It's-
your seat, like,
yeah,
okay.
like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always on pins.
Yes.
Most
But are you on
days.
pins also because that can turn into an attack?
Yes. You
Every
never
time
know.
you tick, you don't know if that is going to go to an attack.
No.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking scary world and place to be in. So I
Massively.
totally
But you know
get that
what,
you don't want to
though?
be on your own.
School was good. I'm not even going to lie. School was brilliant. I loved school. I thought it was great.
Oh, wow.
Good for you. That's
she
amazing
had a
to
really
hear.
good support
I
work
did.
at school. I think when we went to school, again, anybody who is going through this, starting a journey with tics or Tourette's, having and support, again, with any disability, having a school that
right
has got your
support.
back makes such a difference
Yeah.
to your
Massive.
child, a massive difference. So for Nicole, when we went to our first meeting, I'd explained to them that she'd got tics because she hadn't been diagnosed with Tourette's at that point. She had only been diagnosed with a complex tic disorder. And so I'd got all my paperwork and stuff, and I'd got all my phone, and I was like, I'm going to have to show them videos. If she's not ticking, this is like, they've got to understand what
Yeah.
they're going to deal with. So we got there, but she was ticking. She told the headmaster to fuck off.
He said, are you ready to start? And I went, no.
Like and the head of year was like, I'm going to have so much fun with you at school. This is going to be brilliant.
She was
Like,
great.
Yeah, and she was fantastic.
She was brilliant.
So she started rumours at school with
Oh,
her
yeah.
Tourette's. Like,
my head of year was apparently shagging the head teacher. I
Like-
had started the rumour.
Brilliant.
like
It
her
was
tics
great.
are on another level with stuff like that.
But school was brilliant.
That's
School was-
amazing to
school was
hear
great.
because you don't hear that a lot. So
no,
it's really nice to hear.
Yeah,
I was very grateful for my whole school life.
yeah. That
Obviously
wasn't
not year
bad.
7 and 8, but that's
Yeah. We put that.
Yeah, we put that to
to
bed.
bed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
it was good. I had a really good support group. I think everyone was very much like, who's ringing Jodie? Like, because I think it was I think it was also different with my FND as well. I think that was
Yes.
slightly different.
Can you just explain what that is?
Yeah.
FND.
FND is functional neurological disorder.
Okay.
So basically, because of all the trauma to my brain
Mm-hmm.
from my Tourette's and all the misfiring, my brain basically just shuts down. It just needs to start again. Like when you have a computer
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, it's not doing too great.
Freezing.
Yeah. What do? You turn it off and
Yep.
switch back on
Yeah.
again. That's basically what my brain's doing. So I can pass out, all my joints will lock into positions for hours. I had my hand like this for 4 hours. That was fun. There was once where, wasn't it on the stairs, when I passed out on the stairs and we had to call an ambulance. I was
Jodie.
walking from form. And all my friends are there. And one of my friends went, "You all right, mate?" And I was like, yeah, all good. And it's my eyes started fluttering, and he was like, "You sure you're good?" And everyone started walking down these stairs, right? And I just went, I stacked it.
Oh.
And I can still hear, but I can't speak. And I basically just slug out on the floor.
Oh,
So my
Nicole.
head went down first, my legs kicked up, and I went back down again. And everyone went, "Shit!" And like, what are we gonna do? So then they all run downstairs. Mum comes, she goes, "Hi," and I
Yeah.
can hear Mum. I'm
Hey, Mum.
tapping.
Yeah.
But
And
I
how
won't-
long does it take for you to come out of that then? Or does it vary?
What's my longest? Hour, maybe?
Yeah, maybe an hour of FND. But her FND symptoms, actually, that's the one thing that has lessened.
Yes.
since like finishing school and stuff. It affected you a lot at school, but now her FND symptoms aren't.
But that kind of makes sense. You're learning all day long, you're socialising, you're out all day long. Like you spend a lot more time at home now. You majority of your work from your socials can be at home. So I guess that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? That you're just, you know, less
But going back to what we were saying earlier about, you said that Callie, you think's got tics. You're not sure if it's tics or stims. You can have tics as a lot of like comorbid conditions. Like I said earlier, like if you have eczema, normally you have asthma, those kind of things go hand in hand. FND, you can have tics. ADHD, you can have tics. OCD, you can have tics. Autism, you can have tics. They are a comorbid condition. But yeah, Nicole has Tourette's and FND. You just like to have
everything.
Why not?
Yeah.
Triple.
But you don't like to be centre of attention.
No, it's wild. Whereas
No.
I'd love it.
Makes me really
I love it too.
I would be such a centre of attention person.
love
I'm
it.
terrible
My
for
I'll
that.
wedding
be
day.
like,
Woohoo! My wedding day, when I said I was getting married, her first tics were, my mum fucked the vicar.
brilliant.
And I was
Even walking down the aisle was fun.
Do you think it's like your subconscious? Do you think it's like stuff that you really want to say and that you know you shouldn't? And that when you're in your cycle of having a tic, you can just fucking say it.
it's like
You
that, but
would love
it's not a
that.
thought process, is it? It's not what you're
It's like
thinking.
everything you're
But
not
it
meant
makes-
to.
But it's always in context, even though you're not thinking it. Like mum says she's
Sometimes.
getting married, you're thinking about the vicar. Like you go to the airport, you're thinking about cocaine because you're not obviously allowed to like. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind
You're
of.
making out like I do cocaine and I'm saying
I absolutely we're not saying that at all.
But it's in context in the fact of where you are to what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, although we were getting balloons when we were in the newsagents, and you started ticking that we needed to go and get Caneston. People go mad about how I say Caneston.
What is
Reading
Caneston?
all about it's Caniston, isn't
Oh,
it?
shut up. That's what you mean.
Yes.
Caniston.
People, your comments, I was dying. People were like, sorry, I didn't hear anything but the word Caniston. It's Caniston, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Caniston.
What were we
Why
going
is
on
it Caneston?
I love that.
Why is that wrong?
You can say whatever you like.
You can say whatever you like, babe, but
Yeah,
it's
of course
wrong.
But listen, it builds engagement
I don't
anyway.
even know what it
I mean,
is.
it did me well.
cream.
What is it?
Caniston.
Now I'm trying to think exactly
What
what
is
she
it?
ticked.
You did say Caniston, though.
Thrush cream.
Yes.
Yeah, I just called it thrush cream. I don't think I ever called it Caneston.
It's Caniston.
But you said we were. Oh yeah, we were going to get cream for my thrush. Was what you ticked when we were in the
Yeah.
newsagent.
So you
Obviously
went, I
not
need to
my
get
thrush.
Caniston, and you were like, well, then you've got thrush.
Yeah, but I didn't need to get Caniston.
Oh, you
I
didn't
was-
need
No,
it
I
at
didn't-
all.
I didn't need it.
You needed
No.
to go and get
No,
a
I mean,
newspaper.
I've said
been
that she's
sat-
had syphilis.
Yeah, we've been.
She
sat in a
doesn't
rest-
have it.
Yeah, you said that when you were 13.
Yeah,
and
but you
at that
said,
point-
or do I?
Yeah, literally. She said we were in a restaurant and she started ticking, and then she was like, "My mum's got syphilis," and then she was like, "Mum, what's syphilis?"
Yeah, of course. Don't
So
mind.
like
I was
sometimes
13.
she has no, she doesn't even know what it is.
you know the
that
word,
she
but you
said.
don't know the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it. Well, I want to round this up
Yeah.
by you, Jodie, if you don't mind, just giving some advice to any parents that possibly may think that their kids are starting their tic or Tourette's journey. What advice you can give, how to kind of like build a bit of resilience. I know I always put people on the spot, but
Yeah.
if you've got anything to say, I think people would really value
Hold
your-
on tight.
Okay, Hank strapping. So I would initially say, I had someone yesterday actually, if your child is blissfully unaware that they are ticking and it's not so bad that it's like affecting their day-to-day life, then I would document it with videos that you're discreetly taking, etc., so that you've got like a picture of where it started from, kind of a date when it started and where you're at, and maybe mention it to the GP. I wouldn't, if they don't know they're doing it, I wouldn't then start bringing attention to it. That's not a good thing to do. If other people are starting to notice and they start to say it to your child, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, go to your GP. They will then refer you to either neurology if you're an adult or pediatrics if you're a child. And then when you get there, they can take you through better steps. But I would always push for a blood test to check for PANS, PANDAS or Lyme's disease, because I think that can get missed an awful lot. And it can be something that's just an inflammatory brain thing that with antibiotics, with certain drugs, you're fixed, you're fine.
Yeah.
Also, Nicole has tried various medications over the years. Not to help her, they didn't do for her, but lots of people do try medications and it suppresses their tics and they don't have it, and so it doesn't affect their day-to-day life. So I think it's always worth trying things.
Yeah.
But always be an advocate for your child, no matter what the disability.
Aren't we just?
Yeah, that's all
We
you've
live
got to
for
do.
it.
Yeah. Well, you girls have been amazing.
Unbelievable.
Thank you. I think that you've really educated people,
Yeah.
and we can't
And
wait for everyone
myself.
to hear.
You
Yeah,
educated me. I
it was
mean,
very interesting.
Love it.
I love it. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Yeah.